Libra, I hear that there is a desire to have a view on what true loyalty means for you. This is the Libra Collective, and this is the Arcana Veil. Wherever Libra is stationed in your charts, that is where it is the most prominent and gives you a little bit of nuance as to where you're going. So you may not necessarily have to be Libra. A Libra could be somewhere in your chart. Symbiosis. Perceive. Moon. Ring. Ooh, okay. Promise. Contract. Focus. Leo. Alright. Libra, you're going through a process where you're basically trying to see what is important for you that will hold you into a space of understanding what is true to its own nature. In other words, you're questioning whether the person that is connected to you or that the thing that you're looking at has the validation or the validity that it can be held up as basically measuring to see if this person or this thing has truth to it. In other words, you would like to use something to measure the validation and the worthiness of something else. And this is where you are right now. The leading cards are saying that you're basically experiencing the process of needing to do this in a very subtle manner so that it doesn't really cause too much disturbance in the symbiotic flow that you have with that person or thing right now. This feels almost as if there's a personal sort of experience through here, as in with people or relationship based, but I'm just looking at the energy for you overall. This could also be a person, a Leo that you're interested in, or someone or it could be Leo in your chart. North Node is also there in that regency. Stable forces, you're finally finding something that makes you feel stable in yourself. We have the inward forces here, number 6, where you're going through this process now, subtly looking for the way that the ocean lies, that which is in perception, very delicately trying to see what is inside of the light of the moonlight, that which is hidden, trying to really investigate something. You could be investigating a person, messenger or forces definitely coming through for you, that you are being shown that this person could have, or this thing could have, some sort of validation for you. The ring here suggesting that maybe some of you are deciding to propose to someone. That could be the obvious. Could also be a contract that you're going to be starting up with somebody or something. It could also be a new venture that you're setting your pathway in place with, because these are all spiritual, alchemical elements that are coming through first before the actual tarot self it comes through. So you really are on a journey of a deeper spiritual discovery, in a sense. And so the question lies with you is to decide with what will you do this litmus test with what will you compare as to know what is true in its own nature. How can you compare the true nature? Okay, well it says here, based on what you had before, surely what you're experiencing now is like not the same at all. So that would be the measuring stick you would use to compare the connection with Ace of Spirit. There you go. Okay, so this might be personal for someone. So if this was not a personal thing, the same thing applies. You are going through the same process where you're trying to see whether the nature of this situation or this thing or this person is any better than what you had before. And if you compare it to the previous disappointments that did not lead to any fulfillment, you in your understanding would say, you would reason it with, that is what I know of that previous relationship and how it used to be for me. What I'm experiencing right now is different than what I did before, and that would be my measure of seeing if there is success here or not, or if it has the perceived perception, if it has the perception for me to be able to see more into this. And so you're questioning, does this person that I wish to marry, is this person any better or different than the one that I wanted to, that broke my heart before? And so it's not about comparing it to the past failings, which I'm seeing here for you, but it's more about where you were in the past. Because in the past, had you looked at where you were then, you would have thought that that was the right place to be in as well. So now what you're being shown here is that you are going through this process of actually evaluating, Knight of Coins, the inner self, evaluating where you are in terms of knowing that if I'm in a space where I feel I am much more in control of myself, the Emperor, there you go. I am the Emperor. I'm experiencing this scenario, this situation with the person X, Y, or Z, and I am trying to see where I am, where I was, and where I am now. Am I a better person as opposed to how I was before? And that is where you will be able to then learn to discern who is in your life now, and if they are a better type of person to be with, as opposed to where you were and who you were with in the past. That seemed to be very specific to someone, so I will leave that with you. We have the Queen of Swords here, you see, going through the same process, learning to discern, choosing between what there was before and how you encountered things before. We have the High Priestess here, learning to use the firepower of that which is going deep inside of the self, of the nature of the self. At the heart of your nature, you have the Messenger of Forces, so you're listening out to things that will tell you, that will help you, to give you the guidance. Now remember, now you've got a gift inside of you that is only true to you, and that is the ability to have the awareness to be able to discern between this or that pathway. I always say, if you wanted to travel somewhere, take a Libra with you, because you'll find all the pathways that will lead you to where you've never been before, that would show you the most amazing things that could ever be. Because Libras have an innate internal compass that leads them to where they would have to go or feel that they want to go to. And it's often done in the air energy, because that is what is within the Libra connection itself or aspect. Overall, I'm seeing here, so you're using that which you already know as your foundation and measuring that which is around you to what your foundation is now, which is the right way to do this. Let's see for you the outcome on this one. You're using the right principles in any case. We have the Sun here, yes. So that confirms then for you, showing that there is that much light around the experience itself. Even if it's a softer light, the energy still suggesting that you're going through needing to see more. You don't want to obviously destroy whatever experience you're going through. You don't want to start up with questions about, what if I arrived in my neon boxers, would you still love me type of questions. You want to sort of just cool down with those sort of before. So this is why you're approaching it in the right way. You're doing it very strategically as well. We have the Tower. So yeah, you're breaking away from an old way of experience that you had before. Newness is already an indication that you have moved away from the past. The Tower appears to be stale in how it used to be. It's a stale mate that you had already checked out from back then. And so all that there is right now for you is to literally compare notes with your higher self to know that you have made the right choice in going forward with this right now. So even if it makes you feel like some of the things from the past is sort of like, the person seems to behave a little bit like the ex back in the day, but I'm not going to give too much stock to that. Is the Five of Swords here, thinking thing going through there, but using the higher discernment of the High Priestess, being able to then decide, okay, I'm not going to really, nitpick on every little small scrutiny. I just don't want to go through what I did before. I don't want my heart to break the way that it did before. I don't want to bear that pain again. Oddly specific with someone in the Libra Collective about the relationship. If you are not in one and this does not resonate with you, just keep in mind that it is overall the same principle that should matter to you in terms of understanding where you are now as opposed to where you were before, that you measure the advancement and the development of that pathway with where you are in the present space and not necessarily in the past, because the past does not, as you can see, the Tower does not seem to serve you in any particular way. So you cannot compare this pizza with that steak 5 years ago type of thing. I'm just giving that as an example that should sort of tell you. You should value the pizza that you're having right now for its own meaning to you, not for, but I wanted the pizza to taste like steak back then type of thing. Libra, I will leave this with you. I hope this has given you some guidance there. This was the Arcana Veil. Until next time.